Hello, how you doing? Well, I wasn't going to do a video this week because I'm up in Aberdeen and normally that does spark a video off, and I was hoping it was going to do. However, this week I'm up here, well, for 5 days anyway, dog sitting. My daughter's got a new rescue dog who's also a pup, who's a cross between a Patterdale Terrier and a Labrador. Needs a lot of training. Can't really be left in the house on his own for a long period of time. The only routine he's got at the minute is from 2 till 4, he goes in his crate for a sleep. Now, obviously when I came up, my thoughts are what we normally do. We go to the Cairngorms or we go to the coast, do some photography around there. But when I got up here, I quickly realised that wasn't going to be possible. He's just not able to be left for that period of time because it's an hour to get to either destination. By the time you've got there, you've got to be turned around coming back. And it was really, while I was walking him, I've tried to give him a good long walk every morning, so I worked out like a 4-mile walk, and because I wanted to try and tire him out, because of the breed of dogs he is, he needs a lot of exercise. So with that in mind, I was bringing him 4 miles, and I worked this walk out direct from Leia's door, so not travelling anywhere in the car. And I found a wonderful couple of little woods. Now, one of them is over there, as you can see, just there on the top. That's the top of it. Now, that one I probably won't get to today, but down here, this section is really, really interesting because it's like a heathland. Oop, there's a buzzard. It's like a heathland, and then it drops off into a really boggy area. And I came down yesterday and did some photography, and I found what I believe is, I think, a plant called bog asphodel right in the wet area, and it just carpeted an area. And in the other side of that was some nice silver. I thought they were silver birch, but looking them up, they might be what's known as grey willow, some of them. And I've took an image of that because I liked the contrast with the russety colour of the bog asphodel with the nice green leaves of the trees, and then the nice silvery stem or trunks of the trees coming down into it. So had a really good day yesterday for that couple of hours just doing some photography, and I thought, you know what, I'm always telling people you should utilise your local area. You know, there are shots there, and as this is now probably fairly local to me because I do seem to spend a lot of time up here, I thought I would come and do a quick video from here. So that's what I'm doing today. We'll see what we can find. I'm going to explore a new area. This is slightly off the walk. There's where I normally turn this way, the path heads off that way, and I've not been down there, so I'm going to go and have a look down there before, and then I'll come back this way because I know this area is good. But I really just want to have a nice explore around. I'm not a mile away from Leia's house yet, and I've just walked it down here, so yeah, really, really nice discovery, and one that does prove the point. You should really, really utilise that local area that's local to you, because there is stuff there. Never think that, oh no, there's nothing there. There's always compositions to be had. You just have to keep your eyes open and you will see them, and obviously just take your time. So I'll catch up with you in a minute. I'll see what else I can find. So I know what a lot of you are going to say is that you live in an area where there's nothing to photograph. You know, there just literally is nothing. And, you know, I'm a firm believer that there's always something to photograph. And I think you just have to develop a technique of finding that thing. And I think I've explained my method before that I use most of the time, is that what I do is I'm constantly looking. I'll look in every direction. And what I'm asking myself the same question all the time is, when I look at that scene in front of me, what is my eye moving to first? What is the thing that my eye's going, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's unusual. Oh, I like the texture of that. That's a different colour in that area. It's drawn my eye to it. All those sort of questions. And I think if you do that, that's the starting point of your composition. It's by no means the end. Oh, just let me get under this branch. but it's a start, because what it says to you is that attracted my eye to it, so potentially that's going to attract other people to it as well. And it's from that point on that the hard work starts, because once you've found that you went, oh, I like that shape, I like that texture, I like that colour, I like the way that's next to that, then you've got to make a composition out of it, which is the more difficult bit and can take some time. But what I would suggest is when you find something like that, when you go, oh, I like that, that really leapt out to me, then just spend some time saying, well, how can I make that into an image? Rather than just getting your camera out and taking a picture, just look at it and say, well, how does that relate to everything else, and can I make an image out of it? And we'll look at something like that when I get to my next composition. Right, so I've been walking for another couple of minutes and I've found what I think will make a really, really nice composition. It might look actually quite nice in black and white. As I was walking through the trees here, I could see this big tree in front of me, but what stuck out to me as I approached it was, well, tell me what you see when you see that tree. Now for me, it's the way all the other trees on both sides are leaning in at a crazy angle towards it. It's like they're all sort of trying to stop that one falling down, if you like. You know, if you've ever been to the major oak, where it has, it's so old that all its limbs have basically got telegraph poles underneath it to hold it up. This looks like some sort of natural version of that, as if all these trees are coming in to prop this king of the forest up. I don't know, but I'm going to have a go at it. I've had a walk around. I think this is the most open area here where I can get a shot and show that leaning in towards it. It's quite a tight situation that I'm in. Hopefully I've got the lens to do it, so yeah, bear with me and we'll see what we can do. Right, so this is the initial composition I've gone with here, and as I say, what you're trying to do, and I saw this big tree through the trees and I thought that is a big tree, because a lot of the others are, you know, quite thin. It's a really big tree, and that's obviously because it's a different type of tree to the others around it, so that stands out initially. When I got closer to it, because I was interested, I thought there might be an image there. I was amazed to see all the other trees around it are leaning in a pyramid shape, which is really unusual if you think about it, because if you think about what normally happens, how trees get bent, it's normally due to the wind direction pushing them over, and it tends to be from one prevailing way that the wind is strongest, and they're all in one direction, so you'd expect them all to be, say, that way, or all to be that way, not to be like that. Which is really unusual, but it does give the impression that these trees are supporting this big old central tree, which I really like. It's telling a nice story, and as I say, it reminds me of the major oak in Sherwood Forest, where, you know, humans have done that on purpose. Its branches are so big and heavy and it's so old that they've got like wooden telegraph poles supporting these huge branches so that it stays upright and they don't break off. And here it looks like we've got a natural version, as if everything is leaning into it. So you can see this from this composition. Now, that's the initial composition. I've had to move around to try and find a position where I can get this. This is the only open side really. The other sides are all too enclosed, and if I went to the opposite side I would lose all these trees leaning in. It would just be a picture of a big tree. So it's a case of widging around a little bit. Now on either side there are some trees that are bolt upright that don't add anything to the composition, because they're more or less, they're not doing what everything else is doing, so they don't add to the story. So what I've done, I've itched around a little bit to try and exclude them from the shot, so I've just got that central image. Now the other thing to remember as well is that because I was trying to get quite a wide shot, I've taken the 24-120 off, and I've got a Viltrox 20mm, so it just gives me that extra width to the shot to get those trees in, and allowed me to move a little bit closer so that I'm not having to shoot from further back to get the side trees in that are leaning in. I've been able to move a little bit closer so that I can exclude these bolt upright trees, but I'm still getting the side trees in because I've got that extra few millimeters either side. I hope you've enjoyed the video this week. A little bit of a rushed one. It's been rushed putting it together because I haven't got much time. I'm going to have to shoot back now to get back in time to let him out of his cage, the little black rocket. So yeah, it's been really, really enjoyable. From a point where I thought I wasn't going to get out to do any photography at all, I've actually had a couple of days and probably 3 or 4 hours of really, really productive photography. And I hope it's given you the message that, you know, you have places like this near you. Wherever you live, you will have little oases like this where you can come out and do some photography, and there are compositions there. You just maybe have to look a little bit harder. But one thing I do like about it is I know for a fact that that last image I took, there's probably not another image like that anywhere. I don't think anybody will have taken that image before because it's in such a secluded place. Nobody comes here, everybody walks through, everybody goes to the Cairngorms, everybody goes to the coast. You will have areas like that near you. And just, yeah, it's absolutely fantastic to grab those images that you know nobody else has got. So I've had a great time. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope you've found something useful in it. And I'll see you next time for another one. Bye.